tide that's impacting cities on both sides of the bay, and with no end in sight to the dire situation, St. Pete's mayor is calling on the governor to declare a state of emergency, which will free up more money and shrimp boats to immediately try to help with this.
Please, Pinellas County, St. Petersburg, we need your help. This isn't about politics. And I know the governor's had a lot of juggle lately, but we need his office to be paying attention to this.
Well, this afternoon, the governor's office slammed Kreisman's comments, saying they are helping and there is no need for a state of emergency because recently they created a fund through the DEP to deal with this crisis, which has already given out hundreds of thousands of dollars to Bay Area communities. Now, a lot of hands and boats are removing tons and tons of dead fish washing up on our shorelines from red tide.
Yeah, and marine scientists tell us that the longer it goes on, the worse it can get. Fox 13's Brianna Ardano joins us now live in Hillsborough County. Hi there, Brianna. I know a lot of folks just want to know when this is going to end.
And Mark, that's the answer that no one has right now. When will it end? But I can tell you that local marine science experts are researching how to help. And for now, they share what's been most surprising so far.
It's a blanket of dead fish no one wants to see or smell.
The odor sticks to you. It stays in your nasal passages. And then there's the emotional toll of just dealing with all the dead animals.
St. Pete's mayor says his crews cleared more than 500 tons of dead fish killed by the algal bloom.
Well, I think the most surprising thing about it is how intense it is.
Speaking with us remotely, USF marine science professor Stephen Murawski says he monitors the fish coming into the bay. They range from smaller fish to eels, horseshoe crabs, Goliath grouper, even loggerhead sea turtles.
Well, there's no doubt that this is going to put a big dent in some of these local fish populations. Many of the fish that are involved in this are not migratory, so they live, their life cycle in the vicinity. And so there will be some residual effects from this.
Scientists say the algal bloom forms offshore in the Gulf, then floats closer to land, causing fish kills. Red tide is a natural process, so the algae can't be killed off. But scientists say there are things people can do to help. That includes adding less nitrogen to the water from fertilizer and more.
It comes from stormwater overflows, in our sewers. It comes from accidents at sewage treatment plants. It comes from industrial sources.
Researchers are looking at how to treat the algae to make red tide less severe, but there is no way to tell how soon this one will end.
And so the longer it persists, particularly if it's intense, the more impacts it will have on the underlying populations.
And scientists say that removing the dead fish that are on top of the water right now is key to helping the fish underwater stay alive and survive. In the meantime, those scientists say that you cannot eat the fish that are washing up because they have been killed by toxins. Mark?
Yeah, we need to be watching more carefully everything that goes into specifically Tampa Bay for sure as well. Brianna, thanks very much.